Are we on? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Microphone check. Lights. Cameras.
This is swanky. This is lifestyle. This is culture. Welcome to the social center of everything culture. Culture Daily.
Another thing, if you hear your own products all around the world, and ladies and gentlemen, I'm going straight to the point. Because we have the man, the producer live in the studio. Make some noise for Chopstix. Yes. Welcome to Culture Daily. Welcome.
Thank you.
Listen,
I like his snapback, by the way.
Okay, so that's what she does. You see, no, you will leave without it.
Oh, no, you leave with it. What does it say? Women make things
10 times better.
10 times better.
Yeah.
Women make things 10 times better. We would debate this thing.
I was just gonna say cap.
No cap.
Unless you remove it, no cap.
No, we know the type of women we're talking about.
Thank you. Yeah.
Unless you remove no cap.
He also specified. You can stop and leave.
They say you should put a cap on it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Man.
I see. Interesting.
Yes.
Lenny, no capping.
No problem. I can leave if you guys want.
No, it's fine.
Okay, I like the energy. You see how you guys need a female here?
No.
Yeah.
Nah.
Making it 10 times better already.
Thank you. No, give me. Thank you. I like that.
Oh, Lenny. Hey, when is HR calling you again? Anyway, well, it's good to have you. Welcome to our studios. I mean, anybody just goes through your catalog, your work should just, doff the cap. Not the hat, the cap, and say kudos, well done. You've come so far. You made things happen. But there's a lot we're going to be talking about this morning on the show in the next hour. Before we jump into that conversation real quick, listen, Telecel More Money promo excitement is at its peak. Why? Because 50 winners have already walked away with 30,000 Ghana cedis each in the weekly draws and are getting closer to rewarding one customer with the grand prize of 1 million Ghana cedis. Now, that lucky customer could be you. So keep purchasing your data, reload your fixed broadband, and get closer to becoming a millionaire. The more you reload, the better your chance of winning. So don't miss out. Just dial *500# or send WIN to 500. That's 500. Or visit the Telecel Play app to opt in for free. T's and C's apply. The promo is regulated by NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Telecel, connecting energies. And more money here on the show this morning. Listen, we've all been there. You place your perfect multi-bet and it's going your way until just that one bet messes your slip up. Well, guess what? With Betway's Bet Saver feature, you can win. Even if your bet misses and even on multiple losses, you can get back your bet and more. Now, this is exclusive to Betway on the app as well. So terms and conditions apply, regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet the responsible way. Betway, bet way more. Getting back to school, first degree, 50% on scholarship for you at Lancaster University. Is the only British university campus in West Africa, and you can get to enjoy all this plus you get to be taught by the finest faculty of trained teachers to UK standards in their ultra-modern campus. Hit them up on 0209 60 70 08 and email them admissions at lancaster.edu.gh or check their website. It's lancaster.edu.gh as well. Anyway, Chopstix, welcome to the studio again. Welcome to GH again and again.
Thank you.
Multiple trips to GH, right?
Bro, this is literally like my second home.
Oh.
Yeah.
Welcome home then.
Yeah, I'm just running through the pages again, your pages again, and I see a lot of Ghanaian producers and artists, either commenting or tweeting or texting and all. I'm like, okay, friend of the family. So it's good to have. Wait, so we hardly get a chance to meet Chris Brown. The last time I met him in my dream though.
Okay.
How does it feel like to be in your shoes?
Yeah.
In terms of working with all these super artists globally?
I haven't met him yet. I didn't get to meet him in person.
Okay.
Because obviously as a Nigerian, traveling is a challenge because you have to apply for a visa, and the time it takes to process the visa and the time it takes to get the visa, it takes too long. So I was supposed to meet up with him in Jamaica, and it just took so long, and it just never happened early enough. But we worked remotely, basically.
Okay,
And I've worked remotely with a lot of artists that I've produced. You know, so but I mean, it feels good to be able to just work with people.
What is his working demeanor like? You know, is he a tough person to deal with?
No.
You know?
Chris Brown, him and his team are probably the smoothest people I've worked with. No hassle, no stress. The job was done. Papers were signed. Money was paid. Everything was done smooth.
That's really important.
Last.
These are the type of artists.
Everybody
that
go chop money. But who reached out to who first?
So this song was written by Haley, who's one of the artists I'm working with. Haley's I don't know if you know the group Western from London.
Yeah.
Okay.
Heard of them.
He's 1/3 of the group. I don't know if they're still together, but he's the song was I produced the song. He wrote it. He sang on it, and I think Chris heard it and fell in love with the song. And he just
Wow.
yeah, and he featured Byron. He got Byron to do a verse on it, and that's how that happened.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Woof, man, that's a lot of link up, and you say when your stars align, you know, and it's supposed to happen. Do you feel challenged in any way when you have to, you know, because now at your level, it means that there's certain quality of artists that are coming your way.
Yeah.
And, you know, each person is coming, you know, artists sometimes it's in reference to your last one or the last two ones you did, the last 3 ones you did. Are you in any way challenged when you have to, you know, drop a song or a beat that, you know, has to match up better than what you did the previous one?
To be honest, not necessarily. For how I operate is I like to move away from my success quickly. Like I don't want to. So if this has happened now, let's move on. Let's go to the next one. You know what I mean? So that's how I like to move. But it's not a challenge for me. I feel like if you have music, and this is a message to every artist and every producer out there. I know some people might get some, you know, they might feel some type of way like, oh, I'm under a lot of pressure. I need to. But there's no pressure. Just drop the music. Just just put it out there. It will either do well or it will not do well. These are the two ways to go. You know, so whatever happens.
Artists have
if it does well, it does well. Keep it moving. If it doesn't do well, drop another one.
Yeah.
Is there
Just keep it
something?
moving. Yeah.
Is there something that happened that informed your moving quickly from your last body of work? Because then I think that whatever decisions we make are based on certain experiences that we've had in the past. So what was it for you?
Too long. Like that's an X song.
Okay.
Break up and move on.
And move on really fast.
Yeah. So that's a very, very important question. It's a very good question.
From the woman,
Yeah.
Exactly.
10
100 times better. You know what it is.
So I'm just to go back a bit, like in my career. When my first major song was Aboki with Ice Prince, which officially introduced me into like the music industry.
Okay,
you know?
we're going to talk about that, but once you've mentioned it, roll it out.
So before then, Ice Prince is known as a rapper and pop artist as well, you know. And here comes this guy, Chopstix, is a new producer, and they're making Afrobeats. And literally, Ice Prince is literally probably the only artist I've made Afrobeats for. You know, most of my other productions are classified as Afrobeat, but they're not Afrobeats.
Okay.
You know? But we'll talk about that. That's a different conversation.
Okay.
I will drop a song, you know, titled Aboki. The first week when that song came out, when I saw the comments, it was all like backlash. They were just, you know, people were just, you know, insulting and abusing me. Who's this Chopstix guy? Where did he come from? I suppose you should have never worked with this guy. You're selling out. Why are you making Afrobeats? Just insulting and, you know.
It's fine. There's somebody in my ear now saying, he doesn't even know Abuki or MI, so it's cool.
And like a week after all that comment, song went up on charts.
Okay.
Went, you know, straight to #1 and just blew up, and comments changed. So wow, this is such a big song, such an amazing song. I love this song. This is my best song on my playlist. So I'm just looking like, okay, cool. If this is really how people feel, you know, two things I learned from that. Just don't listen to, you know, just do your work and move on, you know. Because when we dropped that song, I was holding on to, how people going to feel this? How is this going to be? Like attaching myself to,
draining.
That can be really draining, you know. But after that, you know, situation happened, I learned from that to just move on quickly. Like once it's done, you've done it, that's it. Just keep it moving. Do the next one, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That explains it.
With philosophy and workflow and all that, I'd like to know about your creative process.
Yeah.
So it's different for everybody. I wanted like a typical Chopstix process.
My creative process is kind of weird. It's different. I wouldn't say, I get inspired by birds. Nah, I'm not that kind of person. It's weird. Even me, I'm still trying to understand it, because sometimes, even sitting with you guys here, having this conversation, I might just have an idea and go back home and be like, shit, I need to lay something down.
10%.
Yeah. So, so my creative process is, my production process is different, but creative process is a bit, is more mental for me. That's why I have to be, calm, serene, and I try as much as possible. I try to interact with people, but try as much as possible not to do too much interaction, but interact with the necessary people, because so I absorb like a sponge. Yeah.
Okay.
I absorb a lot, so I'm very careful what I'm absorbing. You get me? Because that's what's gonna be part of what I put out.
Yeah.
Eventually, you get me. So for me, it's
Yeah, I mean, for that statement you just passed, it's deep, because if you feel you are vulnerable on such levels, you have to be very careful what's coming around you.
Of course. That's why you don't find me anywhere. If people that see me, they know why they see me. You don't just pop somewhere and be like, oh, see Chopstix there. You won't see me anywhere, bro.
That is. In going through the catalog of music that you have, it's monster, if you ask me. Back to back hits. How involved are you when you prepare a jam and then the artist is working on it? Are you the kind of producer that you find, no, sing it this way, no, do it that way, or you rather have the artist working in space, especially with the likes of the the greats that you have, the Burna Boys and thems? Do you allow them to do their thing, or you are in there?
Yeah, so I'm the type of person that I don't want to fence, I don't want to cage you. I just want you to use your creative freedom because I'm using my creative freedom as well. Okay. So I would like to see what I'm curious to know what's in your mind, what you have to put down. You get me? So, but if it is a situation where my help is needed, of course I'll come in and give guidance and give directions and be like, oh, take it this way, don't take it this way. And this has nothing to do with the level of the artist. It could be an A-list world artist. It could be an upcoming artist. If you're coming to me for me to produce you, that means you trust my skills and my knowledge and my production. So if I'm giving you an advice as a producer, then
Are you a tough guy to deal with? Sorry.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Also because I choose who I work with, so that there's no because when I see an artist, I already know I can make a hit with this guy. So
okay.
Yeah. I would only be tough to. I don't think I'm tough to work with, to be honest. Because if I am, then there would have been complaints by now.
Could you going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to, because I mean, he mentioned working with. We know that you've worked with global artists and all the rest of the artists, everyone else, and culture plays a very important role when it comes to being exposed to different people from different areas. So I was trying to find out if you face any challenges pertaining to the difference in culture, in working with different people from different places.
Not necessarily. The only challenge I've faced is communication in terms of the language barrier. But music-wise, music is a universal language, so it's easy. Everyone that makes music understand themselves. So if I make a beat right now and the beat just slaps really hard, and I send it to someone who speaks Spanish in the other side of the world, when they hear it, they already know what they're going to do with it. So there's a communication there. But when it comes to us speaking to each other, that's where the challenge comes in. Language barrier,
Okay.
But we understand each other musically.
We're going to be going back into your story, which is amazing, because you mentioned MI, and that's a start point. But before that, Ice Prince. What is the current sound? This informs what the kind of maybe beats you have in your library, productions in your library that either people are buying or you're recreating. What is the current sound now? Trend globally?
Afrobeats, bro. Yeah, it's still Afrobeats. It's different variants of Afrobeats. So the thing I was explaining this to a friend 2 days ago about how people still don't even understand what Afrobeat has done and what Afrobeat is about to do, or what Afrobeat is even currently doing. So it's a good thing, but it's also something I wish would expand more, because the only two countries that are really, really carrying Afrobeats right now is Ghana and Nigeria. Just to be more clear on that. But Afrobeat is one of the only genres of music that can easily fuse with any sound and create a new variant. I say variant, like a new sound. Yeah. But it's still classified under Afrobeat. You get me? So Afrobeat is going to be here for a long while, for a long time. If tomorrow, let's say, a sound like maybe K-pop pops up and becomes a global sound, it's still going to merge into Afrobeat. And Afrobeat will be here for the longest ride, for the longest run. Just like how hip hop was.
Okay, I love this question. I'm so sorry. Just off what you just said. I love what you just said. What is the technical the rhythm of Afrobeats as a producer. So I just maybe I also want to do an Afrobeat song, and I'm behind my PC now.
Yeah.
What is the rhythm? What are the guidelines, the things that define me in the space of Afrobeats, aside the artist lyrics that comes on there?
Afrobeats is just happy music. It's happy vibe. So happy music any music that can hit you and affect you emotionally has to have good melody and good rhythm. And Afrobeats, once you hear a song that has rhythm, with just rhythm with percussions, that's Afrobeat. It's just so sad that most of the songs that come from Africa is classified as Afrobeat because it's just from Africa. And I see they do it a lot in most of these awards and categories, and even how they just classify our music. It just an African artist can do a hip hop song and they say it's Afrobeat, the Afrobeat artist. But Afrobeat just has good melody that just makes you feel good. Afrobeat is just you cannot hear an Afrobeat song that will make you depressed. It's impossible. Afrobeat music is supposed to elevate you. It's supposed to make you feel good.
So you're more on the feel of the music, but you wouldn't categorize it in any particular rhythm. Maybe 3/4, 4/4, or you wouldn't put it in any such.
Not necessarily. That's what I was saying. Like, Afrobeat is not something that can be classified in that technical term. Because it's changing. It continues to change, but it remains the same, but it keeps changing.
What are some of the elements that, it might be a tough question, but what are some of the elements that you as Chopstix would make sure you feel in your you hear or feel in your Afrobeats music to keep it within that space?
Groove and depth with melody. Afrobeat has to have groove, depth, and melody, and the depth doesn't have to be in the lyrics. It can be in the music, And when I say depth, it means that you have to feel it. When you play it, you have to feel it. It's something, it has to hit you. So, but melody, rhythm, groove, it has to be there.
I like the point where you say not every song coming out of Africa is Afrobeat, and that's where we have to try and find that, those borderlines to draw. So we just keep exporting everything.
We're creative people. We can do anything, really. But it's just sad that once it comes from Africa, they're like, oh, Afrobeat. That's what it's classified.
Will you call? You mentioned that the Afrobeats can fuse into any other genre, or any other genre can fuse into Afrobeat, right? Would you term that as Afrofusion? Because now there are a lot of people doing other genres, trying to chart their own parts when it comes to Afro, and then they just add it to whatever. We have the Afro dancehall, we have Afrofusion, we have Afro rave. What would you term that?
So I'm saying this here for the first time. Every genre of Afro, every variant of Afrobeat, call it anything, Afro this, Afro that, it's all Afrofusion. That's what it is. But it's just off of ego. Someone just trying to say, oh, I invented something. But you're good. You invented something. You created a sound, but it still falls under that particular sound. It's a fusion of Afrobeat and something else. So it's Afrofusion. That's just what it is.
So that means that, to be clear on that, that means we'll have Afrobeat, and then we have Afrobeat and other genres, which is Afrofusion.
Yes.
Right? So for those who are doing Afro dancehall, for example, they are Afrofusion.
It's all Afrofusion.
Afrofusion. Okay. So Afrobeat is the bigger umbrella, understanding that. Okay. All right.
I just wanted to backtrack a little bit to when you said Afrobeat was going to be
I just saw somebody says Afrosonic.
It's still Afrofusion.
Afro what?
Afrosonic.
Yeah, Afrosonic.
I mean, it's just another way of saying Afrofusion.
That's the first time I'm hearing that.
Yeah, haven't heard
saying
that.
Afro sound, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but to when you said Afrobeat was going to be here for a long time, I actually believe that. But people are of the opinion that now most of the big or the major Afrobeat stars that you see are backed by foreign labels, right? So we have the influx of foreign labels coming into Africa because they see that there's a new sound that's popping off and they're investing heavily. Then we also have artists from outside or the global stage who are also delving into, we have a lot of them doing Afrobeats now. So there's the fear that they might take over the sound, and then once the foreign labels have gotten what they want from Africa, they just move away because now there's people who can replicate the same sound, and there's producers who can actually, even come up with different variations, because they've been working with sound for a long time. Don't you think that once that happens, then we are going to lose, for want of a better word, let me say, the monopoly of Afrobeats, and what happens to the African sound then?
I like when people ask me this question. This has been a hot topic and a hot debate for a while, saying, oh, the inflow of foreign labels will change the sound or will take the sound away from us, and I don't think that's ever going to happen. Let me use an analogy to explain this to you. Say for example, Kenke is a is a type of meal here. Yeah, it's Ghanaian, right?
Yeah.
Say for example, KFC comes into Ghana and starts making kenke for you. Yeah, and now there's a fear that, oh shit, if we're not careful, KFC is going to change the ingredients of kenke and take it and sell it to the world, and we won't be able to. Listen, if someone makes it for you, if someone makes kenke for you and it doesn't taste like the kenke that you like, that's not what it is. It's something else.
Find what you like.
Once someone that makes the kenke makes it for you and you taste it, like, yeah, this is the real kenke. Nobody can make Afrobeat like Africans do. We know what we like when we hear Afro. Like, we know what it is in Afrobeat that makes it, Afrobeat for us. Yeah. So all that fear of, oh, someone is gonna take Afro, it's not gonna happen, bro.
But it's
only we are the ones that will let it. Like, it will be our fault to let it go, to lose it. To not hold our culture and make it our own. Before that fear of someone is going to take it and monopolize it. Because it's business in music. Obviously, it will happen where labels would invest. The only downside is people now trying to over replicate certain sound, not being authentic enough, all because they're just trying to get a bag or trying to get a deal from a label. And I understand everyone's trying to hustle, everyone's trying to get money. But that's just the only way we're going to shoot ourselves in the leg, where because a label has invested in this artist and because this artist makes a certain type of Afrobeat, everyone is now trying to make that type of Afrobeat, thinking, oh, that's the reason why that label invested in this artist, not knowing that your own style of sound, someone else can invest in it as well, because it's a different style, it's a different variant of Afrobeat as well. You get me?
Right.
Yeah. So there's no that fear. I feel like we should just eliminate that fear. It's not going to happen.
Okay. Just for viewers who just tune in, so like a lot of producers, like example, like Hammer, people don't like to come out. So the example is Chopstix. They like to come out and show their faces. But let me just run through a quick catalog. I should have done this before the show started, though, so people understand who we are sitting with. Oh my days! I'm just scrolling through this.
Read on.
Let me read.
My catalog.
So,
Yes.
No, you don't have to do that, man.
No.
There shall be none of that here. We shall do it.
So I mean, Big Jam, last. Now everybody will try to break fast.
Okay.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That one alone.
No,
Yeah.
congrats. I was going to go through, but I feel like asking questions about them before.
No, go through. Then we enter.
We enter them, right?
Don't have be silent. Go through.
We just played Chris Brown's Nightmares. You just saw it. Kilometer, Kilo, Burna Boy.
Is that a remix? You can continue.
It's not a remix. It's a refix.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no cap.
My 6-year-old
No cap.
would kill because of that kilometer.
Yes, Gidem is Gidem.
Daddy,
right?
why did you turn it off?
Burna Boy.
I'm like, bro.
There's a lot of Burna Boy here, though. Different featuring Damian Marley, right? Burna, Angelique Kidjo is on that one. Mugi, 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh, you did it.
Yeah.
MI is The Hate, More Life, yes, MI again, Ice Prince, Crazy, MI, OC Grace is on that song as well, Operator, Yardman, and Young L on that song, Womanizer, Yardman again.
Yeah.
OPP, Yardman, yes, lots of Yardmans here.
So Yardman is, in case you guys don't know, Yardman is formerly known as Young L.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's a member of Grip Music at the time when we started. Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
That's why he has
Young
a
Girl
lot.
is one of the people you worked
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
Like a really
Yeah.
long
Yeah,
time.
yeah. That's why he has a lot of songs on my catalog.
Okay, so I mean, it goes on and on. Lots of Burna Boys here, man. Like Burna really loves you.
Yeah, no, we've done a bunch of songs in the past.
Okay.
This is before Kilometer, before Last. We've done some songs. We literally did an album together, but it just didn't get released. But yeah, we've done a bunch of songs together.
Okay, I'm coming back to. I don't know. I'm just itching to ask about the Last. That was a song that went like massive.
Yeah.
Tell us the story behind that song.
Bro, that song I don't even know. Like, so basically, we I think Burna was at the time was at the point where he was due to drop a single, and he hit me up to we actually recorded the song in his house, in his home studio.
Okay.
So because usually before we record we like speak about, like, we just talk about, let's just share ideas, ask him what he wants, like what do you want to do, what point are you at now, what are you trying to create.
Okay.
And then he lets me know, and we're just talking, and he said he wanted to sample a song.
Okay.
And to be honest, this is literally how I started producing music. I started sampling.
Okay.
Yeah, and I know people used to frown at sampling, like, why do you sample? But sampling is part of music production. It's part of making music, yeah. And he mentioned something about Tony Braxton. And I was just, while he was talking, I was waiting for him to mention the particular Tony Braxton song, because there's only one Tony Braxton song that I've always wanted to sample, and that's Not Man Enough, yeah? And then he mentioned the song. In my mind, I'm thinking to myself, shit,
That is it.
this is not happening. Like, this can't be happening. Like,
Alignment.
I'm telling you, that's like one of the times when, like, I was seeing things happening in real time, like the stars was aligning in front of me, you know. So I was telling me, don't worry. So I downloaded the song, chopped it up, and he recorded, and that shit was a smash. You know, it was done. Everything was done. I think everything was done within 24 hours. The song, the video, yeah. The video was shot the next day immediately.
Wow.
Wait.
Yeah.
So now the sample in there.
Yeah.
What was the conversation like? You know, thinking about, okay, we need to get in touch with Tony's team. And
Yeah,
them.
of course. With sampling, you always have to clear. You always have to clear the sample. You have to, whoever you sampled, you have to get in touch with their team or with the artist.
So that wasn't supposed to be a problem for you guys, because, you know, sometimes you might be thinking that, Charlie, it might be a long process, so let me just not even do it. Were you not in any way deterred from picking that sample?
No,
You know?
Burna Boy is a big artist. Before we made Kilometer, Burna Boy was already a world artist, so, and his label was a big label. So having those kind of conversations shouldn't be a problem, you know, with those type of labels. His lawyers will just reach out to your team and emails, and everything will be done. Money was paid, papers were signed, you know, song was released.
Did you feel that song was going to be a jam before
We
you
knew
came
it was going to be a jam right from when we finished. We knew. We were like, yeah, this is the one.
Okay.
You know, there's moments in the studio where you just know, and there's moments in the studio where you have a song. You know the song is good, but you might not really think it's a hit.
Yeah.
You know, but someone else knows it's a hit. You know, but there's times when you will know, like, yeah, this one is the one.
I'm just going to probe a little further and
Into the
ask,
studio
how
moments.
did you know that was the one? Beyond the fact that
it
you
felt-
are jamming to
it felt good. It just felt good, man. Because the thing about music is what we sell is not just music. We sell emotions. Like, because when you hear a song, what you're trying to feel in the song is you want the song to make you like how the song makes you feel. You know. So what musicians and producers sell is emotion. We sell good emotions. You get me? So you, as the maker of that sound, if you're listening to it and it makes you feel good, you know, you listen, because you have to have an out of body experience. You have to just listen to it as a different person out of yourself, you know. And if it makes you feel good, you know, just know that it's going to make 10,000 other people feel good, you know, or 1 million other people, you know, good.
Have you had times that you feel good about a song, so good about it, but it's released and then it's not as accepted as you think it would
Of
have
course,
been?
definitely I have, you know, but it doesn't change the fact that the music is good music. Yeah, good music. If you can have good music and
It doesn't have to be viral to be good.
Now,
Yeah.
you can have good music and put it out. If it's not well promoted, it might not. It probably wouldn't do it. We've had several occasions where artists put out hit songs and they don't like. We know this song is a hit song.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a hit song, but it's not hitting as it should hit. You know, it's just not promoted properly.
Yeah. Listening to the catalog of music from Burna, I mean, he is definitely an artist that let's just say he's good.
Yeah.
Considering how he works the beat out and gets something, you know, crazy out of it. Now, what when you have to work with him, what are the things you consider, either in the technical process of making your beat, you know, rhythm wise? Because I mean the even how you squeeze the sample from last was just crazy. You know, fusing it. Fusing it and bringing it to something that was very African, but even more still. It had a bit of hip hop vibe in there. It has, you know, what are the things you consider before you make a Burna beat?
Most importantly, you have to let artists like Burna Boy that have really strong vocals, like they have their voice has a presence on a record. You know, you have to make the song. You have to create a room for that vocal, for that voice. You know, you're not trying to put in too many instruments or just cloud it or just show off or do too much. You know, because you don't have to do too much. But you have to do just enough, you know, just the right amount of music and just the right amount of melody. Because once his voice comes in, it has to come in and sit in a space and just complete the music. Because now, as a producer, when you hear an artist's voice, you're hearing it as an instrument. It's part of your production.
Yeah.
If you're laying your kicks, your snare, your melodies, your instruments, the voice is coming in as an instrument as well to complete the entire thing. You know, so that's basically what it is. You know, that's how I see him, and that's how we work. You know, so there's really not much technicality to it, but it's just
have you guys got any feedback from Tony on this song?
She loves it. She's performing this original again. She was on stage with him. Yeah. She was on stage with him. You guys saw. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing for everyone that's involved. For the sampled, for the original, for me, for her, for the producer that produced the original song. Shout out to him, Rodney Jenkins, Dark Child. Because without him, that song, this last wouldn't even exist in the first place. Yeah. So. I mean, it's good for everybody. It happens.
So, okay, I'm gonna swear a bit, so just ask questions with regards to this.
I think you and Burna Boy make amazing music together, and you mentioned that you guys worked on an album, but it didn't get dropped. So I wanted to find out, if you could give us a, inside scoop as to why that album didn't come out.
I don't want to talk too much about it, but it's the Gaddafi album. Okay. Yeah, but let's just leave it at that for now.
Are we ever going to get that?
I don't know. I have no.
I can tell you how you can do it. Just steal his hard drive or something.
Yeah. It's one of those. What do they call it? They say it's hard drive records. Yeah.
It stays there.
It stays on the drive.
That one I don't have any information on that for now. So let's just not.
Yeah. But that would definitely be a hard album.
It is. It is. It's not that it will be. It is. If it drops in 2035, it's still going to smile.
I like the name.
Gaddafi. Yeah, so I'm saying that stubborn album. Like so let me swear a bit, but we're also getting ready visuals of a breakdown of Last. It's on your YouTube. We're just picking the video up and we'll put it up on the screen in just a bit for people to check it out. We'll be coming to that. It's 9:41, but let me ask this question. So now this is where. Anytime we have conversations around Afrobeats and Ghana, Nigeria and stuff, we go on our YouTube. There's a lot of comments and insults and stuff like we see them, but thick skin, so we don't really. And people have their right to their opinion, so it's fine. Like you said, you went through your own drill, when you dropped the song, stuff like that.
Nigerians don't spare anybody.
No, they don't spare anybody. But we still love them. We still love them. Nigeria and Ghana, we'll forever have this brother-sister conversations until
nobody can come between us.
Listen, I mean, it's been said in some quarters, that they say Ghanaians are jealous of Nigeria's progress with Afrobeats and them and everything. At the same time, when it comes to Ghana, we are jamming the Afrobeats. We are fighting ourselves. Hey, how come our songs are not getting the same? We've had those conversations. One of the things Nigeria has done and done beautifully, and as a Nigerian producer as well, is you've managed to infuse your culture, your rhythms, your language into what Afrobeats, whatever it was supposed to be. So then you've made it your own. And every other country now is trying to mimic, and like you use the example about the Kenke, for example, when you try to mimic a Nigerian rhythm and you're not from Nigeria, you just might not get it the same way Nigeria might do it. Hence, if you hear Nigerians sing, we adopt the language, we learn it easily, quick from Ghana. What advice would you give to maybe us and the rest of other African countries in this journey of Afrobeats, especially to producers, because you form the foundation to the music that we're going to be listening to. What would you tell the producers so that a Ghanaian producer who also wants to go into Afrobeats make a big record, regardless that big artist, even if it's an underground artist and it's going to be in Afrobeats, what should he or she consider in the programming, in the elements that should, I know it's a big, broader question, but
no, it's actually a straightforward question. I like it. Do you know what? You have to own it own it with your chest, and Ghanaians have to support their own. Let me tell you how. Let me tell you the reason why people think, Nigerian Afrobeats, Nigerians put their culture in it, and Afrobeat was already big in Nigeria. First things first, we stopped consuming Western music in Nigeria. There was a point in time in Nigeria where Afrobeat wasn't even anything. You go to a club, you go to radio stations, whatever. All you hear is hip hop and Western music, trap, hip hop, R&B, and all that. But as soon as Nigerian artists started popping up and started making music that was good enough for people to actually be like, yo, this is actually good music, we stopped. And the only reason why we're listening to those Western music was because we didn't have supply of our own music, But as soon as we started getting our own music being produced and supplied to us, and we're consuming and we're seeing that this is actually good,
everyone turned into it.
We were like, okay, cool. Our thing is good enough for us. We made it like we're proud of our thing and we support our people. And we it's not fake support. We support it because this is actually good music. And now everyone else outside looking in is seeing that, oh shit, okay, there's something going on here. what's that thing that's going on there is Afrobeats, and that's how it started growing and just expanding and crossing borders, you know. But it has to start from home. It has to be big, and like everyone in Ghana has to be like, Ghanaian sound is the shit. This is what it is, you know. If it's not this is not, you know. That energy has to come with it, you know, for it to be.
Was it good?
No. I mean, very well explained, because I've
and you can do it with your language. You can put your language in it. Don't see the thing is, don't care if people understand what you're saying or not. As long as your people understand what you're saying, but the melody appeals to the world, I mean, you're good. You know, don't try to make it too English. If you want to sing with your language, sing with your language. If you want to, whatever language it is, as long as your people, because you have to have your people behind you. You know, your people have to back you before the world can. Because if you're coming from your hometown and you're trying to go into the world and you don't have the backing of your people, it's going to be a tough ride. Yeah, it's going to be a difficult ride.
Originality is important.
Yeah.
With the growth you speak on, right? Your song with Chris Brown, Nightmares.
Yeah.
Which genre would you put it under? Because I think that it's quite Afrobeaty.
It is.
If I can say that.
It's a fusion of dancehall and Afrobeat.
Okay.
Yeah, same thing with Kilometer, because when I saw some categories that Kilometer was in and they were classifying it as Afrobeats, I'm like, bro, this shit is not Afrobeat, man. It's Afro, it's dancehall fused, but that's how it has more dancehall in it. It's a fusion of dancehall and Afrobeats and a tiny bit of Afrobeats. You get me? But yeah, what Nightmares is a fusion, is Afro fusion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you also think that it will come a time that Chris Brown will be seen fully as an Afrobeat artist, because he's done a lot of Afrobeat songs.
He's
so many people.
Yeah, Chris Brown is probably
featured.
He's probably the only Western artist that has been able to do Afrobeat successfully, and do it in a way that even we Africans be like, okay, I like this music, you know. Because I don't know what it is, but he's just, like I said, like the universal language, the music. He understands the language, you know, and he speaks the language. So he's been the only artist that I can actually listen to that does Afrobeat.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
When he does Afrobeat.
Foreign, the non-Nigerian
artist,
right?
That does Afrobeat. I'm like, and I'll be listening to them. I'm like, yeah, this is dope, you know.
Nice.
You just made the thing slip out of my mind so quick. I mean, I'm just backtracking back to the point I was, on that originality, because I feel like until that happens, that we have to be original. We would never be able to, I for want of a better expression, match up or even beat what is happening, you know, when it comes to Afrobeat.
So that's another thing. Sorry to cut you short. Yeah. That's another thing. Don't try to match up. Don't try to beat.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
So because once that start happening, you will never be good enough. And you will just never be good enough, because to what standard? To whose standard? Is it to Nigerian standard or to Afrobeat standard? It has to be to your own standard. Ghanaians have to make music for Ghanaians first before they make music for anybody in the world. You make your music for your people first. Let that be the standard.
I think in recent times, I think what you're saying, the Ghanaian producers have really matched up to finding ways to get Ghanaians to love Ghanaian rhythms. You know, again, we're seeing that. You know, a lot of the songs that have come up in recent times are what is topping our charts. You know, day in day out. Again, let me again go back to Niger, and a song that was released recently, Davido and the Ogechi.
It's Ogechi.
It's Ogechi, right?
That's the title.
Yeah. Now I hear such rhythms, and these rhythms are very. Sorry, my Nigerian history is bad.
No, it's all right.
But there is a certain rhythm in Nigerian music that these rhythms follow, and it's just beautiful to see how the producer has managed to just fuse it. You know, and then of course when visuals come on there and all of that, but they're singing in their language. They're using. You hear the rhythms and you go like, whoa, this is beautiful. You know, so it's that thing that I keep asking. So for me, for example, every time I sit here, I champion one of our genres, if it is so, which is high life music. And I'm trying to find ways that we can get ourselves to love back what we have. You know, maybe through that we can get a certain fusion that would...
Producers and very versatile and skillful artists can make that happen. Because a very skillful producer will know how to fuse the sound and make it modern. And a very skilled artist will know how to write that sound. You know, that's what you need.
Have you had a chance to engage some producers here? And who are some of the promising producers that you've seen here?
I've been able to work with a few young, like really, really young guys.
Okay.
starting. There's a guy called Quest Beat.
Quest Beat.
Quest.
Quest.
Yeah,
Okay.
Quest Beat. He's actually really dope.
Okay.
Really, really dope. I'm just. Let me not say too much for now, but
Oh,
he's one of the
speed
he's one of the guys that I want to do. I would want to do a project with. Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, Quest Beat is actually one of the dope producers out here, but you guys might not even know him yet. But you will know him very soon.
We
Yeah,
keep
right.
saying that they should come up to. You see, me, I have problem with some of the artists and the producers. So we keep saying that we here. Look, we have open. Come, let's talk about you. But they say they're hiding their
Don't worry,
process like the songs.
I'll link him to you.
Yeah, they're hiding the process like the songs. Artists will do plenty songs and then they leave
Hard
it
drive
then.
albums.
Yeah, hard drive albums that you call them. Anyway, let's take a minute to go and check out the making as you shared on your YouTube with permission to broadcast it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let's watch the making of the last as shared on his YouTube here.
To hear what song he wanted to sample, and he said Tony Braxton, and I'm like, huh? Tony Braxton. In my mind, because there's a Tony Braxton song I've always wanted to sample, and is this song, Don't Man Enough. And then as soon as he said Tony Braxton, Don't Man Enough, I was like, yo. This is how this song came about. We were just in the studio, we were trying to get some work done, Burna and myself, and we had recorded this song before this one. Yeah, so he came up with this idea. He said, "Yo, there's a song I want to sample," and I'm like, "Yo, you're talking to the right guy, cause me be the sample guy now." That's where my name even came from, Chopstix, Chopper, because I used to chop up samples, you know. So I downloaded the song. I also wanted to call this part. This is the beginning part. Yeah, we didn't need all that extra part. Just the. But then in sampling this beginning part, there's a producer tag, and not necessarily producer tag, but she said Dark Child and she said Tony Braxton in the beginning. So I had to figure out a way to replace those spaces with just music and take out her voice and just leave. But I wanted to leave in the giggle. It just gives it gives the sample life. So also I wasn't just gonna copy and paste the sample just like that, because real samplers don't do that. We don't do copy and paste. You have to sample in a way that when you hear the music, you're hearing something totally new, but it's still the original shit. You know, it's not copy and paste. So at least you let the original producer know that at least you put in some work. You're just jacking their work and copying and pasting. Shout out to the Rodney Jackies, by the way, aka Dark Child, dope ass producer, legend. Let me take you guys to where we started. So I took it up by one key and after the fourth bar, there's a pause. There's a split second pause. That was intentional because the kick was already heavy, but I needed the kick to drop. I wanted you to feel it when it drops. Because the best way to make a drop bigger than it actually is when you hold the music for like a few seconds and then you let it go again. Because that split second, within that time. A lot of things go through people's head. Everybody's waiting for, okay, what's gonna happen next? And then once the kick drops, it's just. That's my favorite part of the sample anyways. Part of my voice, I can't sing for shit. You go bow for the result. Anyway, so since this is all we had in the sample, after every 4 bars, I had to filter off the highs, just so that you don't get ear fatigue listening to the same thing over and over. It becomes boring after a while. So after like every 4 bars, then I filter it in again. And after every 4 bars, it comes back again. So from here, I went straight into Fruity Loops. Shout out to Fruity Loops. You've had me from time. Big love. I love Fruity Loops. This shit has saved my life. From FL, I think I started using FL from FL3. It was still owned by a company called Paradox at the time. Yep. Now we're in FL, this is FL 20. Shoes, we've come a long way. 20.20, oh yeah. We've come a long way. Don't hack, don't crack your FL, buy your FL, please. Anyway, so tempo was set at 88 BPM and choice of instrument, this is the kick. And then for the drums, I just wanted simple drums. All my beats are simple. They're straight to the point, simple. I don't like to bombard people with just too many things. Maybe it's because of how I listen to music. When I listen to music, I picture this, like I see it. And if I'm seeing an image that's just too busy, I'll just lose interest. That's how I consume music. So this hi-hat. So I wanted the kick, because the way the kick drops, I wanted the kick to have just a little bit more presence. So it only comes when the kick drops. So you hear. So it goes. So that way you feel you every time it comes in, it gives it a bit more, it gives it more presence, you know. And then so this. And percussion. This is a percussion loop.
Listen, even me, I'm just dead locked in watching this. I'm like, yo, but you find it on this YouTube, Chopstix, right? Chopstix. The sticks has got like lots of eyes there. Four eyes.
On everywhere, on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, anywhere you find 4 eyes, Chopstix.
Yeah. It's but you were telling us off air about your story about Fruity Loops.
Oh yeah. So I'm sure a lot of OG producers can relate to this as well. I made a tweet about it some days ago, and people were just laughing and responding. When I started using Fruity Loops, the first version I got was FL3.
Yeah, that's why I started.
And it was a free version because we couldn't afford it then at the time. We just downloaded the free version.
With bare limitations.
Yeah. There's plugins you don't have access to. There's things you can't do, because they want to suffer you to make sure you pay for it, get access to the full thing. But when you start producing, when you start working, you can't save your work.
Yeah.
So imagine you have an idea now, you start working, you save, you want to go and come back to it. No, once you go, that song is going to get deleted.
Yeah.
So you have to start your work and finish it and make sure it's done and then export it.
Yeah.
And that's it. You can't make any changes again. You can once it's done, it's done. You can't make any. It's not like now where you can afford it. We buy the full version. You go, you come back like, I want to change this thing. We didn't have that luxury at the time. Like once you produce, you have to start and finish and export your beats.
Yeah.
And make sure it's done. It's done. And be sure that
that's what you want.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Or else you just might lose it.
Yeah.
I think we got that tweet. That tweet from your handle, we just put it on the screen for people to read it. So 5 days ago, Chopstix tweeted this, and I can see why people were talking about it. Let me get that team to just get that downloaded quickly and then put it up. It says, bruh, growing up as a young music producer in Nigeria, we got a free version of FL3 and FL4. You can't save the project and come back to it. You have to start and finish a beat and be 100% sure it's done before you export that SHIT, SMH. Well, yeah, but that's how far back you've come from. But anyway, for those who want to go and check out the finished part of that, the watch the video, to be honest, YouTube handle, go and check out. But that's the tweet on the screen there 5 days ago. Yeah. If you're looking for that, Anyway, for those who can relate to it, yeah, we can surely relate. We have to wrap it up. But so what's new? What's coming up? What are we expecting? I know, and yes, you and Burna will have something up there by your sleeve somewhere. You and Yadman will have something. You and MI. I'm mentioning all these names, yes, by all means. What are we expecting?
Me and Yadman definitely have we'll have a project coming out next year.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if I can speak about it, but
Yeah.
I would say the project name is called Oxytocin.
Oxytocin.
Yes.
Feel good vibes.
It's a chemical your brain releases when you fall in love.
Yeah.
So, and I think your brain releases the same chemical when you eat chocolate. So they've associated eating chocolate with the taste of chocolate with falling in love. Okay. But yeah, bro, there's just so much project. There's so much work because all I've been doing this entire year, 2024, I've just been in the studio. That's why I haven't been anywhere. I haven't been outside anywhere. I've just been working and producing. And next year you're gonna hear all that music, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, definitely.
I have projects with different people.
Okay.
Just projects.
Please, the ones that you have, real grip over, just leak some to us so that we can.
All right, I got you.
Chopstix, thank you so very much. And we're truly grateful. And you're always welcome. Here is home. Like I said, any real thing you have to put out there, let us know. We'll love to support as well. Guys, it's been a good one, right?
Yeah,
Trip, you won the beats, right?
I definitely
won the beats.
I mean, I want to link up with you.
Sure. I'm here to.
We knew that.
Did you hear FL3? Did you hear FL3?
I mean,
you want to come for beating FL20?
Oh, I mean,
you produce as well.
No, I used to I was learning how to produce. I just know how to do a few things and mix here and there, but
you abandon the art.
No, but I just make the music, not the putting the beats together and stuff. So but definitely
I've
been listening to you from time. I mean, I was telling you earlier. So
sure. Let's link that. I'm here now. I'm still in Ghana. We'll do that in December. Yeah, so it's all good.
Whoop. And remember that women make things 10 times better.
Oh, of course.
And that was on cap.
Of course. Women make things 10 times better. You don't know.
10 times.
Yeah.
10 times better.
If you have a problem, 10 times better the problem. They say Jay-Z has now 100 problems. It's not 99 any longer. Yeah, it's got 100.
They found the one, the missing one.
Yeah, we found the missing one.
Took 20 years.
Thank you so very much. We are back again tomorrow, same time here on Culture Daily, 7 to 10 a.m. And don't forget, brush your teeth morning and evening with Pepsodent. The variants, either the charcoal or the herbal toothpaste. And yes, remember there's a toll-free number 0800 161 000. You can talk to a dentist for free, courtesy Pepsodent. And we are out. Peace.